His Royal Highness the Crown Prince, Deputy Supreme Commander of the Armed Forces and Prime Minister Prince Salman bin Hamad Al Khalifa visited the Special Security Force Command to review the Kingdom's civil protection and public safety systems. His Royal Highness affirmed that the awareness and sense of responsibility demonstrated by Bahraini citizens continue to bolster the Kingdom's resilience in the face of challenges, supporting its ongoing development, led by His Majesty King Hamad bin Isa Al Khalifa, the Supreme Commander of the Armed Forces. His Royal Highness was briefed on the efforts to strengthen operational efficiency, reinforce law enforcement capabilities, uphold public order and ensure readiness in response to evolving regional security developments. His Royal Highness highlighted the importance of enhancing preparedness and implementing proactive plans to safeguard the security and stability of Bahrain, while enhancing the effectiveness of civil and public safety systems. His Royal Highness expressed his appreciation for the efforts of the Minister of Interior General Sheikh Rashid bin Abdullah Al Khalifa and all ministry personnel in maintaining the Kingdom's security. For his part, General Sheikh Rashid bin Abdullah expressed gratitude for His Royal Highness's visit, noting its importance in motivating ministry personnel to carry out their duties. His Royal Highness was accompanied by the Minister of the Prime Minister's Court, His Highness Sheikh Isa bin Salman bin Hamad Al Khalifa, the Minister of Interior, General Sheikh Rashid bin Abdullah Al Khalifa, the Minister of Finance and National Economy, Sheikh Salman bin Khalifa Al Khalifa, and several senior officials. His Royal Highness the Crown Prince and Prime Minister Prince Salman bin Hamad Al Khalifa issued a circular regarding the 1447 AH Hijri New Year holiday. According to the circular, the Kingdom's ministries and public institutions will be closed on the 1st of Muharram, corresponding to Thursday, the 26th of June 2025. His Majesty the King's representative for Humanitarian Work and Youth Affairs, Chairman of the Supreme Council for Youth and Sports, His Highness Sheikh Nasser bin Hamad Al Khalifa, participated in the 28th St. Petersburg International Economic Forum 2025, which was held in the presence of the Russian President Vladimir Putin and a number of global figures.
Nasser, Bahrain is a very unique country. You have very good, exceptional relations with Washington, yet you are here today representing your country and His Majesty as a guest of honor in St. Petersburg Forum. This is a very unique feature. It aligns with, those who know Bahrain would say this will align with the history of Bahrain as a trade hub, as a political bridge. But how are you maneuvering and navigating a more and more polar world with the set of skills and experiences you have in the realm of bridging between East and West?
Well, you have mentioned briefly about history, and let me take you back nearly 5,000 years ago, the job of Bahrain, where it maintained the relations between East and West. So I believe Bahrain, in its geographic position in the region and in service to the world, we have no choice but to be the arms and the bridges between the East and the West. We have no choice, rather, to follow our wise leadership, not just in Bahrain, but in the GCC in total, where we all share a new state of mind. It is what's so-called the single issue alliance. Meaning by single issue alliance is, I do not get my nation, we do not get our region sucked into wars. I might agree with you in 10 points, but disagree in 8 or vice versa. So we take every point into verticals and we discuss, and most important is how do we build on this relation? How do we maintain our relations? How do we seek to a better future? I'd always say our past is not better than our present, but I'm sure our future should be better than our present. So this is what we are doing. We have seen great leadership here with His Excellency, the President Vladimir Putin, where he showed a stable, long-lasting, enduring vision. Where does he want to take his country and move forward? We do the same. We always say that. We plan for the next generations.
Sheikh Nasser, I'll go back to you. You see, this conversation unveils the level of tensions on the global theater. I will go back to the question about how GCC countries keep moving from one success to another, and Bahrain is one of these successful countries, despite all of these turbulences, despite all of these flashpoints in your close vicinity and globally. How do you do that? And what lessons can be drawn from that by others?
Let me start by saying, Alhamdulillah, for a wise leadership we have in our region. We always say the clever tries to solve the problem, but the wise who avoids it. So us in the GCC, and especially in your second home in Bahrain, us in our country, we talk numbers, we talk facts, we project our plans. As what we saw today from President of Indonesia, this is a man who is expediting his KPIs by far. He thinks that he will reach in 4 years' time that goal, but he reached in 1 year's time. We are sprinting in our region. And if you go back today, especially during that turbulent and eventful nights, look at the numbers of our real estates, look at the numbers of our stock markets. There is a lot of confidence from the people, from the investors, with our leaderships over there. Today in that beautiful city, I sat with the top chairmen and CEOs of your top companies in Russia, and we exchanged the same vision, we exchanged the same purpose and the same spirit during these conflicts. We are only looking forward. We are only looking to de-escalate. We are only looking for a peaceful world. We are only looking for a better future.
Sheikh Nasser, during the king's visit to Moscow, he explicitly talked about the role of Russia in maintaining peace in the Middle East. It was an initiative His Majesty put forward during the Arab Summit in Bahrain, in Manama. And he was very particular about the role of Russia in achieving that peace as a pivotal role. What role do you think Russia can play now in the current crisis?
Yes, you were right. During our previous visit, and after the Arab Summit that was conducted in the Kingdom of Bahrain, we have called out for World Peace Forum to end and to reach to a solution with every conflict. His Majesty is a leader of peace. He drives his country towards peace and ending conflicts, and so as President Putin. As you have heard from the President just now, that he continues talking, no mediation. I believe that mediation will always confuse the situation, but any suggestion, any words of wisdom these days are mostly needed. Avoiding de-escalation, I think, is the key words of today.
The secondary sanctions on the friends of Russia. Let's agree that this is part of the reality of international dynamics, and people take care of that. I mean, pay attention to that. How are you navigating this in terms of sanctions, in terms of reputation as well?
Well, you mentioned it, the friends of Russia, but also the Kingdom of Bahrain being the friend to the world, the link and the bridge between conflicts. We have always opened our arms as I would never say that we are neutral, Neutral means siding with one side on another. I say that we are peacekeepers, we are peace seekers, we are opening our arms. Bahrain is a platform for peace talks. So what we try to achieve all the time by the guidance of His Majesty is we will always welcome. And you remember, Mr. President, we have actually offered that Bahrain is always ready for whenever there will be peace talks in your conflict, then we are more than happy to host it. So if we can achieve that, then definitely we are benefiting something that we secure the world's interest. Because at the end of the day, with these conflicts and what's happening from left, right, and center, I don't see any benefit out of it. I don't see one side loser and one side is the winner. No one is going to get out of this victorious if we keep looking at event-driven prospect of that whole image. But what we look is, how can we end up with a solution that is foresight in the future, that builds our economy, that secures our generations, and how will we look and how will our world look in the next generation? So these are difficult questions to answer today, because this is all in the future. But all what I know is today. If I go by every sunrise again, knowing what is happening today and what I see around me today in the world, people are readjusting, people are reshuffling, and people are expecting that hopefully with the leadership and with the wise leadership of Mr. Putin, that something beneficial is going to happen. So I am an optimistic person. I look at these opportunities for my nation and for the better to everyone. So if we seek together, how can we bring these issues into solutions, then we are on the right path. If we are not thinking this way, then we are definitely not thinking of a solution. So at the end of the day, let's not get deep into these issues, but let's think forward and let's readjust our posture of today, and then this will shape our future together forward. So this is our navigating track, I think.
Excellent.
The Minister of the Prime Minister's Court, His Highness Sheikh Isa bin Salman bin Hamad Al Khalifa, met with the UK's Defence Senior Advisor to the Middle East and North Africa, Vice Admiral Edward Algren, at Gudaibiya Palace. His Highness highlighted the historic partnership between Bahrain and the UK, grounded in decades of multi-sectoral collaboration, particularly in the military and defence sectors. His Highness noted that these relations continue to grow through strategic partnership and mutual agreements, such as the Comprehensive Security Integration and Prosperity Agreement CSIPA, which the UK joined following an invitation by Bahrain and the US. His Highness highlighted the recently signed Defence Cooperation Accord as a key milestone in further strengthening bilateral ties and advancing shared objectives. During their meeting, His Highness affirmed the UK's pivotal role alongside allied nations in reinforcing international peace and stability. The two sides discussed the latest regional and international development, as well as issues of mutual interest. Bahrain's parliamentary division, led by Representatives Council Speaker Ahmed Limsalem, concluded its participation in the second parliamentary conference on interfaith dialogue in Italy. Bahrain's delegation delivered several statements, presentations and working papers, underscoring the kingdom's firm principles in promoting tolerance, coexistence, religious diversity, respect for others, and rejection of hatred and extremism. These efforts align with the vision of His Majesty the King and the values outlined in the Bahrain Declaration on Tolerance and Coexistence. The delegation also participated in discussions of the role of parliaments in combating hate speech, supporting religious freedom, and developing a culture of dialogue and mutual understanding among religions and cultures. The Ministry of Foreign Affairs affirmed that Kingdom of Bahrain is closely following recent developments in the region and emphasizes the need for a coordinated regional and international efforts to halt escalation of military operations. It also calls for the swift resumption of negotiations between the US and Iran to resolve the current crises through diplomatic and peaceful means. This approach aims to restore peace and security in the region and spare its people the horrors and dangers of war. In line with the royal directives of His Majesty King Hamad bin Isa Al Khalifa and implementations of the orders of His Royal Highness the Crown Prince and Prime Minister Prince Salman bin Hamad Al Khalifa, the Ministry of Foreign Affairs continues to intensify its efforts to facilitate the return of Bahraini citizens stranded abroad due to the current regional circumstances. As a part of these efforts, a total of 667 Bahraini citizens have successfully been repatriated. The first aircraft operated by Gulf Air, the national carrier of Bahrain, arrived from Turkmenistan carrying 163 citizens who had previously been in Iran. In addition, 504 citizens returned to the kingdom by land with transportation arrangements provided by the ministry from the city of Mashhad in Iran. The ministry emphasized its continued commitment to securing the return of the remaining Bahraini citizens stranded in countries affected by the current regional situation. The ministry is working in close coordination with Bahrain's diplomatic missions abroad and with the relevant authorities in those countries to ensure a smooth and safe repatriation process. The ministry expresses its sincere appreciation to the competent authorities in Saudi Arabia, Kuwait, Iraq and Turkmenistan for the cooperation and effective coordination in facilitating the return routes by land and air for Bahraini citizens abroad. The ministry called upon Bahraini citizens currently in Mashhad to report to the transportation office located at Zamzam 1 Hotel in Shirazi Street to arrange their return journey via buses, which under current conditions remain the most efficient means of travel. The ministry urged Bahraini citizens to postpone travel to countries currently experiencing tensions and to take all necessary precautions to ensure their safety. It noted that the ministry's emergency hotline remains operational around the clock to provide assistance and respond to inquiries. The Kingdom of Bahrain received a group of citizens by land from the Iranian city Mashhad. This came as part of the integrated national plan developed by the Ministry of Foreign Affairs in coordination with the competent authorities to ensure their safety and provide them with full support. More in this report.
Upon the directives of His Majesty the King, with the follow-up of His Royal Highness the Crown Prince and Prime Minister, a group of citizens stranded abroad returned to the kingdom amidst delicate regional circumstances. These citizens made a land journey from the Iranian city of Mashhad, passing through Kuwait to reach the Kingdom of Bahrain as part of an integrated national plan developed by the Ministry of Foreign Affairs in coordination with the competent authorities to ensure their safety and provide them with full support. This reflects the Kingdom of Bahrain's unwavering commitment to its citizens and an affirmation that citizens are the top priority of the kingdom.
In light of ongoing monitoring of current regional developments, the Supreme Council for the Environment has confirmed that no abnormal radiation levels have been detected within the atmosphere of the Kingdom of Bahrain. Environmental monitoring efforts are continuing in coordination with relevant national authorities to track radiation indicators and levels, alongside ongoing coordination with the GCC Emergency Management Center under the General Secretariat of the Gulf Cooperation Council and the International Atomic Energy Agency. The Council emphasized the importance of obtaining information from official sources and avoiding the circulation of rumors or unverified information. It affirmed that it's closely monitoring the environmental situation in Bahrain through surveillance and monitoring stations across all governance, operating around the clock. Necessary updates will be issued should any developments arise. The Civil Service Bureau announced that a remote working system will be activated across ministries and government agencies with a 70% work from home capacity. This excludes sectors where physical presence is essential or which have specific procedures in place for emergencies and will be implemented in line with the public safety requirements starting today and until further notice. The Ministry of Education issued instructions to all public and private educational institutes, including kindergartens, school and universities, to activate digital platforms for educational processes as a precautionary measure under the approved plan. The ministry added that any educational institution wishing to make inquiries for or receive support in managing its operations may contact the ministry and the Higher Education Council through the official communication channels in place as per usual practice. The government hospitals and primary healthcare centers confirmed the continued provision of healthcare services across their facilities. This include outpatient clinics, emergency departments, medical wards and specialized service centers within the government hospitals facilities, as well as general and specialized clinics, dental services, laboratory and radiology services, physiotherapy services and supporting facilities within the primary healthcare centers, according to the highest standards of the quality and safety. The government hospitals and primary healthcare centers emphasize that their medical and nursing teams continue to operate within an integrated system to ensure that the delivery of healthcare is uninterrupted, while maintaining the smooth flow of services and quality of performance across all departments, including health centers, the Salmania Medical Complex, the Psychiatric Hospital, as well as other specialized centers and affiliated hospitals. The Information and E-Government Authority has called on all citizens and residents to activate the alert and siren notification feature on the MyGov application. This measure is part of the precautionary efforts to support the civil protection systems and enhance public safety. More in this report.
As part of efforts to support the civil protection system and enhance public safety, the Information and E-Government Authority has called on citizens and residents to activate the alert and siren notification feature on the MyGov app. This feature aims to ensure that individuals receive notifications issued by official authorities during emergencies, enabling them to take appropriate action in a timely manner and contributing to improve emergency response and the protection of lives and property. The alert and siren feature available on the app serves as an effective digital channel during emergencies to boost individual preparedness and community awareness. It is a part of an integrated system for sending messages and alerts through multiple communication channels, ensuring that official information and instructions reach the widest possible audience and enhancing the efficiency of community response in all circumstances.
Dear citizens and residents, when hearing the first warning sirens while driving, kindly do the following. Continue driving and clear the left lane to open the way for emergency vehicles, civil defense, ambulance, traffic, security patrols to perform their duties. Listen to official media channels. Go to the nearest shelter center or take shelter in covered places until the end of the danger. Dear citizens and residents, if you are at home or work, kindly do the following. Be calm, don't go out except for essentials, and as per instructions and guidelines issued by competent authorities. When you hear the second warning siren, when the danger ends and situations are back to normal, the following procedures should be considered. Do not gather near affected areas for your safety and avoid hindering civil defense saving lives operations. Do not pick up objects thrown on the ground even if they are familiar to you.